The old woman reached out to touch the cold marble bust of George Washington, her gnarled fingers tracing the sharp angles of his jaw. "He looks so sad," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. Her granddaughter, Lily, shifted uncomfortably at her side. "Don't be silly, Nana. He can't be sad. He's just a statue. He's made of marble, like the angels in heaven," the old woman said, her eyes and they have souls, just like us. Lily rolled her eyes, but her grandmother's infectious enthusiasm had already won her over. "Okay, so what if he has a soul? He's probably really boring. Just like the other marble guys." "Oh, you mean the gargoyles?" The old woman peered up at the grotesque figures perched atop the museum's pillars. "They're not marble, my dear. They're just concrete, and they're here to scare away evil spirits. Do you see how their eyes are all twisted and their mouths are all snarling?" Lily nodded, suddenly feeling a little uneasy. She was glad that she had Nana with her in this creepy old museum filled with dark shadows and even darker secrets. She liked making fun of her Nana's stories about talking statues and marble angels, but deep down, she knew her Nana was right, because when Lily closed her eyes, she could almost hear the gargoyles screeching and growling, their voices echoing through the empty halls. As they rounded a corner, Lily gasped and grabbed onto her Nana's hand. "What's that?" she whispered, pointing to a dark shape looming ahead. The old woman squeezed her granddaughter's hand reassuringly and stepped into the shadows. Lily's eyes widened as she saw a hunched figure sitting in the darkness. It was a man, or at least what was left of him. His shoulders were slumped, his head was bowed, and his clothes were tattered and torn. He looked like an old, discarded rag doll. "Oh, my sweet Nana," Lily breathed, her voice trembling. He looked so sad. The old woman knelt down beside the figure, and Lily could just barely make out the glint of moonlight on a pair of marble eyes. "He is sad," the old woman said softly, "and he's been waiting for a very long time for someone to hear his story." Lily couldn't believe what she was hearing. Could this sad, lonely man really be a marble statue come to life? Or was her Nana's imagination running wild? She sat down next to her Nana, who now had a gentle smile on her face. "Tell me your story, Mr. Marble Man," the old woman said, her voice filled with kindness. "Tell me everything you've seen and everything you've heard." And so the Marble Man began to speak, his voice like the slow drip of melting ice. He told them about the museum's founder, a wealthy collector who had amassed a fortune selling weapons. He'd bought the Marble Man from a quarry in Italy, where it had been carved by the most skilled artisans. But the man hadn't just wanted a statue. He'd wanted a companion. So he'd infused the marble with his own life force, binding their souls together. When the man died, his soul passed on, but his greedy spirit remained trapped inside the museum, unable to find peace. He watched as people came and went, their laughter echoing through the halls. And he yearned to join them, to be a part of their world again. But he was bound to the museum, cursed to wander its halls for eternity. Lily felt a chill run down her spine as the Marble Man spoke, but she couldn't look away. His sadness was palpable, his pain so raw and real that it seemed to reach out and grab at her heartstrings. When the Marble Man finally fell silent, the old woman placed a hand on his shoulder, her touch as light as a feather. "Don't worry," she whispered. "I won't let them forget you. I promise." She turned to Lily, her eyes shining with determination. "Come on, Cha, we have work to do." As the sun rose the next morning, the old woman and her granddaughter returned to the museum. With them were reporters, historians, and museum officials. Together, they uncovered the Marble Man's true identity and the dark secret behind his creation. His story was a sensation, drawing people from all over the world to pay their respects to the lonely Marble Man who had finally found his voice. And as Lily stood there watching them, she knew that her Nana had been right all along. Statues might be made of marble or stone, but they can have souls, too, and they deserve to be heard.